Have you ever wondered why a simple kitchen spice continues to attract the attention of scientists searching for answers to one of the most devastating diseases of aging? What if the bright golden compound found in turmeric could play a role in supporting brain health? Not as a miracle cure, but as a promising piece of a much larger puzzle? Recent clinical research on curcumin and Alzheimer's disease has sparked new conversations among researchers, caregivers, and older adults alike. Yet the real story is far more interesting than many headlines suggest. While some reports create excitement with bold claims, the truth lies in understanding what the science actually shows and what it still doesn't know. For millions of families affected by memory loss, every new study brings both hope and questions. Could curcumin help protect brain cells? Could it slow cognitive decline? Or are we still years away from clear answers? Today, we're taking a closer look at the latest clinical trial investigating curcumin for Alzheimer's disease treatment and what its findings may mean for older adults who want to make informed decisions about their health. We'll separate facts from assumptions, explore why researchers became interested in curcumin in the first place, and discuss the realistic implications of these findings. Most importantly, we'll look at this topic through a balanced lens, one that embraces hope without overlooking scientific caution. Because when it comes to brain health and healthy aging, understanding the evidence is just as important as discovering new possibilities. So stay with us as we uncover what this new research reveals and why the future of Alzheimer's prevention and treatment may involve much more than any single supplement. Alzheimer's disease remains one of the most challenging health conditions facing aging populations around the world. Unlike many illnesses that affect a single organ or body system, Alzheimer's gradually changes the brain itself, affecting memory, thinking, communication, and eventually the ability to perform everyday activities. Families often describe the experience as losing a loved one twice, first through memory loss and later through physical decline. Despite decades of research and billions of dollars invested in treatment development, scientists continue searching for safe and effective ways to slow, prevent, or manage the disease. This ongoing search is exactly why researchers became interested in curcumin, the natural compound that gives turmeric its distinctive golden color. For years, scientists have observed something fascinating in laboratory studies. Curcumin appears to possess powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Why does this matter? Because researchers believe that inflammation and oxidative stress may play important roles in the progression of Alzheimer's disease. As we age, our brains are exposed to damage from unstable molecules known as free radicals. Over time, these molecules can contribute to cellular wear and tear. At the same time, chronic inflammation may create an environment that further stresses vulnerable brain cells. Another hallmark of Alzheimer's disease involves the accumulation of abnormal protein deposits in the brain, often referred to as amyloid plaques and tau tangles. These protein changes are believed to interfere with communication between neurons and contribute to cognitive decline. In laboratory experiments, curcumin has demonstrated an ability to interact with some of these processes. Researchers observed that it may reduce certain inflammatory responses, neutralize free radicals, and even influence pathways associated with abnormal protein accumulation. At first glance, these findings sounded incredibly promising. If curcumin showed potential in laboratory settings, could it help real people living with memory concerns? That question led scientists to conduct human clinical trials. The latest clinical trial exploring curcumin and Alzheimer's disease was designed to move beyond theories and test whether the compound could provide measurable benefits in actual participants. Clinical trials are essential because many substances that appear promising in a laboratory never produce meaningful results in humans. The human body is far more complex than a petri dish, and the human brain is even more complicated. In these studies, researchers generally examine several important factors. They may evaluate memory performance, attention, cognitive function, brain imaging results, biological markers of inflammation, or changes in proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. Participants are often monitored over months or even years to determine whether improvements occur and whether any benefits can be sustained. One of the most interesting aspects of recent curcumin research is that some studies have reported encouraging findings related to memory and cognitive performance. Particularly among older adults without severe dementia, Certain participants demonstrated improvements in specific cognitive tests, while others showed favorable changes in biological markers linked to brain health. Researchers have also explored advanced forms of curcumin that are absorbed more effectively by the body than traditional turmeric preparations. This is where the story becomes especially important. For many years, one of the biggest obstacles facing curcumin research has been something called bioavailability. In simple terms, bioavailability refers to how much of a substance actually enters the bloodstream and reaches the tissues where it may have an effect. Traditional curcumin is notoriously difficult for the body to absorb. A person may consume a significant amount, yet only a small fraction may become available for use inside the body. Imagine watering a garden with a hose full of tiny holes. You might pour a great deal of water into the hose, but only a small amount reaches the flowers. Researchers realized that if curcumin was going to be studied seriously as a therapeutic option, they needed formulations that could improve absorption. As a result, newer clinical trials have often used enhanced curcumin products designed to increase bioavailability. These advanced formulations may help deliver greater concentrations of curcumin to the bloodstream and potentially to the brain. Some researchers believe that improved absorption could partially explain why newer studies sometimes show more encouraging outcomes than earlier trials. However, this is where careful interpretation becomes essential. While some findings have generated excitement, the latest research does not prove that curcumin cures Alzheimer's disease. It does not reverse advanced dementia. It does not eliminate amyloid plaques overnight, and it certainly should not be viewed as a replacement for medical care. This distinction matters because health headlines often simplify complex research into dramatic claims. A study may identify a promising trend, yet that does not mean scientists have found a definitive solution. Clinical research advances through small steps rather than sudden breakthroughs. Many curcumin studies involve relatively small groups of participants. Some last only a limited period of time. Others use different formulations, dosages, or participant populations, making direct comparisons difficult. These factors can influence results and explain why researchers remain cautious even when findings appear encouraging. Think about building a large puzzle. Discovering one promising piece does not reveal the entire picture. Curcumin may represent an interesting piece of the Alzheimer's puzzle, but researchers still need many additional pieces before drawing firm conclusions. Another important lesson from these studies is that brain health rarely depends on a single factor. While supplements often receive attention because they are easy to discuss and market, decades of research consistently point toward a broader reality. Cognitive health is influenced by lifestyle patterns accumulated over many years. For example, physical activity supports healthy blood flow to the brain. Regular exercise may help maintain cardiovascular health. And what benefits the heart often benefits the brain as well. Nutritious eating patterns rich in vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, and lean proteins provide nutrients that support overall health. Quality sleep allows the brain to perform important maintenance processes. Social engagement helps stimulate cognitive function. Lifelong learning encourages the formation of new neural connections. Imagine two individuals in their 70s. The first person spends most days sitting indoors, sleeping poorly, eating highly processed foods, and rarely engaging socially. The second person takes daily walks, enjoys balanced meals, stays connected with friends, challenges the mind through reading or hobbies, and prioritizes good sleep habits. Even if both individuals take the exact same supplement, their long-term brain health outcomes may differ dramatically because lifestyle creates the foundation upon which all other interventions operate. This is one reason many researchers view curcumin not as a standalone solution but as a potential component within a larger brain health strategy. If future studies continue to produce positive results, curcumin may eventually become one tool among many that support cognitive wellness. But it is unlikely to replace the importance of healthy daily habits. There is also an emotional side to this conversation that deserves recognition. Many families affected by Alzheimer's disease are searching for hope. When a loved one begins forgetting names, repeating stories, or struggling with familiar tasks, the desire to find answers becomes deeply personal. New research can offer encouragement, but it can also create unrealistic expectations if interpreted incorrectly. The healthiest approach may be one of informed optimism. Informed optimism means appreciating promising scientific developments while recognizing their limitations. It means celebrating progress without assuming that every positive study represents a cure. It means understanding that science advances through careful testing, replication, and verification. The latest clinical trial involving curcumin contributes valuable information to that ongoing process. Researchers continue learning more about how inflammation, oxidative stress, and protein accumulation affect the aging brain. They continue exploring whether enhanced curcumin formulations can influence these pathways in meaningful ways. And each study helps move the scientific community one step closer to understanding what truly works. For older adults watching today, perhaps the most practical takeaway is this: stay curious, stay informed, and focus on the habits that consistently support healthy aging. Scientific discoveries are exciting, and curcumin remains an intriguing area of research. But the strongest foundation for brain health still comes from the choices made every day: nourishing meals, regular movement, restorative sleep, meaningful relationships, stress management, and ongoing mental engagement. These may not sound as exciting as a breakthrough headline, but they remain among the most powerful tools we currently possess. And while researchers continue investigating the potential role of curcumin in Alzheimer's disease, those daily habits can begin supporting your brain health starting today. Before we continue, take a moment to consider something that often gets overlooked whenever a new study captures public attention. Imagine that tomorrow scientists announced a supplement that could improve memory by just a small percentage. Would that single discovery be enough to protect the brain if a person consistently slept poorly, remained physically inactive, and rarely challenged their mind? Most experts would say no. This is an important reminder because it shifts our focus from searching for one magical answer to building a complete lifestyle that supports cognitive health. Curcumin research is exciting, but perhaps its greatest value right now is not that it offers a cure. Instead, it reminds us how deeply inflammation, nutrition, and overall health are connected to the aging brain. Think of brain health as maintaining a beautiful garden. A supplement may act like a helpful fertilizer, but without sunlight, water, and proper care, even the best fertilizer cannot create a thriving garden on its own. In the same way, protecting cognitive function involves many small daily actions working together over time. This perspective can be empowering because it means there are meaningful steps many people can take today, regardless of what future research reveals. Regular movement, healthy meals rich in colorful vegetables, quality sleep, social interaction, stress management, and lifelong learning remain accessible tools that support overall well-being. While scientists continue investigating curcumin and other promising compounds, these habits provide benefits that extend far beyond memory alone. They support heart health, physical strength, emotional resilience, and quality of life. Rather than waiting for a breakthrough, we can begin investing in our brain health every single day. As we bring this discussion to a close, let's review the key points. The latest clinical trial involving curcumin adds another valuable piece to the growing body of Alzheimer's research. Scientists remain interested in curcumin because of its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties and its potential influence on biological processes associated with cognitive decline. Some studies have reported encouraging findings related to memory, cognition, and brain health markers, particularly when enhanced formulations improve absorption. However, current evidence does not demonstrate that curcumin cures Alzheimer's disease or reverses advanced dementia. Researchers continue to study its long-term effectiveness, ideal dosage, safety profile, and real-world impact. The most balanced interpretation is one of cautious optimism. Curcumin remains promising, but more research is needed before definitive conclusions can be made. At the same time, decades of evidence continue to support the importance of healthy lifestyle habits for maintaining cognitive function and promoting healthy aging. If this video helped you better understand the science behind curcumin and Alzheimer's disease, please consider sharing it with someone who may be concerned about memory health or caring for an aging loved one. Your share could help another family make more informed decisions based on evidence rather than headlines. And if you enjoy thoughtful, balanced discussions about healthy aging, nutrition, brain health, sleep, and longevity, Be sure to subscribe and join our community. Every week, we explore the latest research and practical lifestyle strategies designed to help you live with greater vitality, confidence, and peace of mind as the years go by. Thank you for spending this time with us. And remember, protecting your brain is not about finding a miracle. It is about making small, consistent choices that support a healthier future one day at a time.